What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. Let me know if you can hear me. Check in with a like, check out with a comment and a comment and a share. This is going to be another heavy hitter. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic. I was just on his stuff literally, and I decided to jump off. Um and so let me know if you hear me. And if you all were watching Mr. Fantastic, if you still want to get some out of that, continue to watch that. And I just wanted to put this down for a little bit because there was a couple of stuff that was talked about. Shout out to Jada Black, because Jada Black was talking about this Popeyes thing, and I really want to put kind of my 2 cents on that too. When it comes to inappropriate behavior, mental illness, just the lack of understanding economics behind black, and kind of bring this full circle when people want to talk about using a word and stuff like that. So make sure y'all can hear me. Comment if you can hear me. And by the way, this is one of the things that I use. This is one of the things that I use when I make outbound calls, when I'm doing my side hustles and stuff. I use this so I'm in the car so I can go. Fuck that bullshit, fuck that calling shit. You use technology where technology is practical. So anyway, shout out to Dollar Washer. I'm sure you had said you couldn't hear me if you couldn't. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna keep this all the way real. Like, this is another reason, by the way, since people want to talk about I don't like showing my face, why I don't show my face, because I have this on, you don't need this. Here's real talk. Real fucking talk. So, I'm going to just start out with it. From now on, I'm going to start using the phrase fake Hebrew Israelite. Because I'm going to keep it real. I know enough Hebrew Israelites to know that they know how to separate talking, their doctrine in real life. So, I'm going to start calling people fake Hebrew Israelites out of respect of dudes that I know that's on point, because there's too many motherfuckers that are usually the loudest in the room that want to take an ideology and twist it to what they are and make it mean what they want to mean. And if you all was on Mr. Fast Access shit, you kind of heard that, and it could go in some nigga shit. Understand something. If every panel you get on, it's always some fucking nigga, aka nigga shit, or shit's always going popping off, then you might want to ask yourself, maybe is your approach. And one of the things that happens with sisters a lot is sisters have this thing where they feel like they can enforce their will. They on to black men. Like, if they don't conduct themselves this way around non-black men. And I've seen it, because shit will go down. But with us, they think they could do that. So going back into it, so let's talk real quick. So you got this incident with Popeyes. If you don't know about it, I'll put Jada Black's video in the comment section, because he did good commentary on it on my community tab, where a motherfucker stabbed somebody over a Popeye sandwich. Let's just keep this real. I got Chick-fil-A, so it is what it is. But, we don't act retarded like that, so it is what it is. I ain't compare Popeye to Chick-fil-A, but, I like a chicken sandwich like anybody else. But the reality is, there is liking something. And by the way, I used to like chicken sandwiches going all the way back. It used to be my favorite thing in high school and in middle school, by the way. That's the one time I would eat lunch in school, was when they had a chicken sandwich. Something easy, quick, in, out, it's good. But anyway, you see, one of the things that he talked about in the video, and I've often talked about, is how people will make excuses for not buying black or shopping black, but they will go out of their way to try to prove they can buy from white folks. And that's a mental illness. I forget who it was. I don't know if it's Amos Wilson or Dr. John Henry Clark. It was one of those two, so I want to give credit where credit's due. But they call that inappropriate behavior. And there's a lot of inappropriate behavior that black people have, ADOS black people have, where it's like we don't have the tribalism mechanisms, because we didn't grow up with that, so we don't believe it. So you're not supporting, we look at supporting a black business as put money in somebody else's pocket. No other group looks at it that way. They look at it as supporting their group. They vote for themselves. Would you support yourself, or would you support for somebody else? That's what that's looked at. Where you spend your money is who you vote for. A lot of people don't fucking understand it, and you see that in our voting patterns, what that is. So you got and let's be clear here, it's not only like that stabbing thing. Look at all of the free publicity you got. And like I said, I refer you to that video, because Jada Black is really quick about his commentary. That's why I like it. And with Jada Black, you can actually listen to his videos about 1.5 1.75 playback speed. So on his videos at 13, you could probably listen to it in about 7, keeping all the way real, maybe even 6, like 7 or 8 minutes. So, and get a lot of info. But All these football players, these are people giving money for free because they think it's trendy. And you always see these celebrities for the D challenge or whatever. They want to be trendy. They don't understand. They set the trends. They want to be of now. They're a part of the trends. And that's crazy to me. Even people like remember that for the D challenge, you had women that their brand had nothing to do with like being hoish, but they still wanted to jump into that, like Sanaa Lathan, all of them people you would have never associated with that, because that's how much everybody want to kind of be like everybody else. Everybody want to fall in the trend. That's just, I guess, the nature of social media. But you got people giving up free publicity for a corporation, not like a humanitarian thing or something like that. Free publicity. And then you got football players talk about wearing Popeyes cleats for free. Talk about my eye felt better because of my Popeye sandwich. This is minstrel shit. This is coin shit. Y'all could read into what that word is. This is inappropriate behavior. And what happens is a lot of black people have this psychological issue where they just feel like they have to be validated. It is a disease. It's a mental disorder. I call them social mental disorders. And you usually see people that manifest in a lot of different ways. This is why I got extra annoyed on that panel, because I'm like, motherfuckers just believe they could just make up some shit, make up some history, like redefine it in the way they want to define it so it fits whatever they want to fit, and then try to inject that as a Trojan horse into a conversation. And it's always people they always try to do that. And I can't stand that, because that's a way of circumventing logic. And that's a very pet peeve of mine. That's a very big pet peeve. Like, you're not going to circumvent logic by trying to play the pass the pork chop game. By trying to say, hey, we're going to make this mean this because like my thing is, what are the books? What all of that? You can tell when people have a lack of foundation. I can tell when somebody has a foundation. Look, I get it. If you're going to be anti-white, that's fine. I don't, whatever. But what I'm saying is, I can tell when it's a difference between trying to empower some shit when it's really about you just want to be anti-white because of your own, issues with whatever location you're at, or colorism, or who black men are fucking, or some shit like that. And then you find this ideology. Because remember, Scientology, I talk about Scientology a lot. Scientology is an ideology. And then you want to fit in here because this fits the narrative of how you view the world. And now you want to enforce that and try to inject that in other people. A lot of people do that. Hebrew Israelites tend to do that the most. Fake Hebrew Israelites tend to do that the most. Where they have this thing where you have to believe what they say. I'm like, look, if that's what you want to call it, it's the same thing like with the alphabet community. It's not enough for you to be cool with them being gay. You just like, all right, if you want to do that shit over there, do it over there. Just don't do it around me, because I'm not comfortable around that. That's no different than a bitch twerking. Like, okay, if you're going to twerk around there, but I think it's inappropriate for you to be twerking, like, in this shit. You ain't dancing. What the fuck you twerking up against me for? No, you got to accept it. You got to accept it. You got to accept it. That's the thing. People got to ask themselves, when you need somebody to accept you, what the fuck the problem is? So coming back to all of that, when people want to talk about like what words they're using, yes, a word and language is definitely an indicator of who you are. It is an indicator. I wouldn't say it's the indicator, but it is a indicator. It is. So when we talk about, oh, well, you need to believe the problem is you say you're black, you say you're this. Well, I'm like, okay, if you believe, like one thing I got credit for Dynas, because Dynas will say some of that stuff, even though he don't want to go that far, is Dynas lives in Nigeria. My thing is, if you really believe that shit, why don't you go over there? Because clearly that level of separation will require physical separation. People try, and when you look at one of the things that I have a lot of credit about the Nation of Islam is the Nation of Islam is fucking organized. So you know what they about, you know who they are, they know how to read you in. They're so organized. Even a lot of even members that are ex-Nation Islam members. I've been mentored by people that just didn't want to follow all that crap, but they are very well-to-do black men. Well, one at least as far as how I'm mentored by. And even ex-members of Nation of Islam, that residual discipline that they got in there matters. And you see that shit in the military. And that's some shit, quite frankly, on a tactical level, or infrastructure level, a lot of black people can believe it, because a lot of black people don't realize the Nation of Islam is not that large. It's nowhere near as big as what most people think it is. Most people think the Nation of Islam is far larger than what it actually is, and that's just a testament to their impact. But they know who they are and they know what they're about. They don't sit here and they redefine stuff for themselves, but they don't sit here and try to go so far back to the baseline that it just becomes a never-ending fucking intellectual masturbation. They don't do that. And my thing is, when a lot of that shit appeals to a lot of folks, including females, but a lot of dudes too, because it appeals to dudes because it allows dudes to never be accountable to shit. And it appeals to women because it allows women to stay in an emotional state. And that's some shit that's just a pet peeve of mine. I just don't want to fucking deal with it. And after really listening to BGS and BGS broke that shit down, because I know agnostics other than BGS. And I'm going to tell you something. There is a structural way of shit, and there's that emotional shit that people want to just magically inject into everything as a means of trying to justify. And make sure y'all like the video too, by the way. Liking it does help. Appreciate it. Liking what they want to like. And I'm like, you're not gonna try to make it seem like it's something different than what that is. It's very clear what that is. And it's like, okay, so you got everybody pretty much on this damn panel is in their 30s. Like I said, I just turned 33. It's a fantastic, like, we're all the same age. You got one dude that's older, and you got the person that's in their mid-20s trying to educate us about what the fuck it is. And ain't saying shit. Because y'all know me, I shout out Erica Shantaway damn near every fucking thing I do. I do that because I understand that the financial intelligence is really the baseline and really help a lot of people change their life. And this is something where they can do where they are, and she's very effective at speaking to that. Doesn't matter if she's a woman. It matters who's the best, period. So that is proof of what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't see me saying Boyce Watkins, you see me saying her, because she is one of the best at really gaming people up the quickest. So at the end of the day, man, I ain't got time for that shit no more. And when people want to always raise the roof and get emotional and get mad because they want to make it about something, it's not. You ain't saying shit. That, like, I'm gonna just tell it like somebody from Chicago. You ain't saying shit. You ain't. Sorry. Next. Listen, you doing too much talking, not enough listening, because you ain't saying shit. You really not. You may think you are because you're a woman and you need to be heard, and it's your God-given right because you're a queen and God is. No, you ain't saying shit. This is how we do in the shop. You ain't saying, bitch, you ain't saying shit. Stop. And I ain't saying shit. And I stop. If somebody adding more than I'm adding, then I'll let them rock. But it is what it is. All that hollering and yelling bullshit, and if you look at people that engage in all that shit all the fucking time, what do you find? Ain't nobody going nowhere. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me say this and I'm gonna be done with it. When I asked, and I'm a deity in particular, when I asked her what is your ideal man, she could say whatever the fuck she want to say. First two things came out of her mouth: dreads and gold teeth. All I needed to know about who the fuck she was. That's all I need to know. Stop. All I need to know about you. You basically described a nigga. The dreads, I'ma let go, because having dreads doesn't make you a nigga. The gold teeth makes you a nigga. Don't give a fuck. Anybody disagree in the comment section? Anybody disagree with the damn and I'ma tell you may not be a nigga, but as Dave Chappelle says, you're wearing a nigga's uniform. Gold teeth is synonymous. If there was a nigga starter kit, gold teeth would be that. Especially if it's in the South. So as soon as she said those two things, that said everything I need to know. If she would say dreads and maybe something else, dreads and height, all right, there's a little bit of room, even though I can still say kind of do innuendo, it'd still be conjecture. Dreads and gold teeth, you basically niggified the dreads. All I needed to know. So everything outside of that is filtered always through that. Because when I asked her an open-ended question to probe where her brain was, that's where it went to. That's all I need to know. All I need to know. And then you furthermore go and then be like, yeah, man, because it's chemical castration, man, and because when the black man has got his masculinity, like his masculinity, he's been castrated because he's been in white society. You know what that is? That is code for I only understand the black man in his hyper masculine state. Basically, I only can understand a black man when I am overly sexually aroused. This is why she likes to say stupid shit like put bass in your voice and shit like that. Real talk, real talk, any female ever say some shit like that to me, that's ground to basically slap her to the fucking ground. I don't give a fuck if I need, and that same thing with a dude. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's equal opportunity. And I've never hit a woman, by the way. But a woman ain't never said some stupid shit like that. Like real talk. But see, when you got somebody to want to talk about, they're elevated. But and this is how you know. This is how you know. And shout out to the Grinch. Shout out to Keith Lamont. Because I always kind of try to rein in their trolling. But they're what I call counter trolls. And that counter trolling is needed. They are like the special forces that's needed to really say, look, we got people that can go just like y'all could go and do it better. And I'm not even talking about her. I'm talking about all the other dudes that be one on that nigga shit. They do that so I don't have to. And so I appreciate them. But this goes into what they said is when you sit here and you hear mofo, whenever people get mad, Archer does this a little bit too. Whenever they get mad, the real person always comes out. You notice how when all I said was fuck you, me and Mr. Fantastic have gone at it once or twice. And you see me on his panel. I told Mr. Fantastic, shut the fuck up one time. Because he just kept going. It got on my nerves. Which is ironic given how much I talk. Because I know I don't know how to shut the fuck up sometimes. That's a flaw. I don't give a shit. It is what it is. And it is what it is. But we cool. But when people want to, but I say fuck you, didn't call nobody a bitch, didn't call nobody this or that, didn't go as hard as like with Keith for Grinch would do. I just said, you know what, fuck you. If you're going to be on that shit. And I said that as a reaction of not, of basically wanting to play games like you're not going to answer a question, like you coming in here dictating what's going on because you think you know everything, all of a sudden, that's like the worst word that can be used, right? But at the end of the day, as soon as she got mad, you notice how that like every time she gets on her panel, when she gets upset, that's when the real black woman stands up. That's when that gynocentric, I think I'm better than a black man unless that nigga is making making her pussy like fucking like waterfalls from TLC shit. I got no respect because you only respect the black man in the state of hypersexuality. So it's amazing how people want to be different, but they still baseline to the same bullshit. And I'm not out here to try to, take people out of their character. But what I'm saying is, you said this is not who you are. We knew who you are. So pretty much you basically wasted time having us go all around the block just to prove to you who you are. It is what it is. But at the end, so when people say put some bass in your voice, do some of that shit like that just shows you only respect a black man from the angle that you see it, which is the same basic bitch black female angle that's rooted in gynocentric misandristic thinking. So when motherfuckers try to claim whatever group and try to act like they above that or they better than that, shout out to Black Ram. Black Ram, he just rolled the receipts on the dude. Dude talking about passports and stuff like that. You got him on tape you got this nigga on tape saying, like, and this is a video he did with himself saying, and I don't know who it is. Go look up Black Ram videos. You'll see it. It's one of the videos he's doing response. This dude literally said that if you're once you start having a period, then you no longer a girl, you're a woman, no matter what age. That's literally what he said. And these be the same motherfucker. And this is when I really realized, I said, okay, I gotta start calling these people fake Hebrew Israelites because I'm disrespecting people that I know to be real dudes that are Hebrew Israelite. And I said, you know what, I kind of go in on that a little bit. So let me adjust that. Because, and then, by the way, ain't nobody that said nothing to me. This is me doing this on my own accord. Because I had to think about that myself. But yeah, man. Tired of that shit. Like, for real. I'm gonna start slamming the door on that shit, man. It's like, if you're not saying shit, you ain't saying shit. Fuck this bullshit. Fuck that. You know, I understand giving a history lesson and all that. That's why I respect for what JSP was trying to do. And that's why I kind of said, look, I get it. I get it. But that other bullshit, when you try to inject, and see, he was kind of going her way, I get it. It's a whole bunch of dudes, so you don't want the little black girl to get beat up because black women are always acting like they're fucking chihuahuas spinning. So you know, you got the dude, the older dude that want to be like, oh, let me help you. You know, I get it. I get it. You know, I did, you know, get Gab on that the other day. I get it. But nah, man, you ain't saying shit. You ain't saying shit. If you saying shit, you'll be allowed to let rock. And that's where all that hollering, yelling, emotional bullshit comes in. Because it was the same thing with BGS. When BGS separated what's it called from the damn panel and to let everybody else talk. You know, like as far as just them two, it wasn't nothing there. Motherfuckers are basically reading one or two books and not even good ones and basically just making up an ideology as they go. And I'm talking about fake Hebrew Israelites. They're pretty much saying, I don't really understand how to ground the blackness that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug into an ideology that makes me feel better. This is why people always want to give the history lesson. It is very important to understand your history. But we as black people spend way too much fucking time trying to gaslight other black folks. At the end of the day, knowing information is irrelevant if you don't apply it. Talking about this is why I don't like calling black people kings and queens and shit. Because black people spend way too much time worrying about calling themselves kings and queens and feeling good for themselves rather than actually doing actions that actually put themselves in that position. See, people like that we call trying to be white. People like that we call trying to be like Carlton. People like that we try to call coons. People like that we call, you know, like I said, through they acting white because they're actually trying to, in the real world, elevate themselves. But people would rather stay gutter, but at the same time feel better about them being gutter. And this way more than using the word nigga is really the psychological clock that actually keeps black people in a state that they're in. Black people too many black folks are trying to be in a I'm trying to in a codependent relationship, in a dependency thing where they're just trying to just get through it. It's how people use liquor, it's how people use weed a lot of times, where they get in this codependency of a drug or a mental ideology that allows them to feel these emotions so they just can feel a little bit less bad about being black. Usually the difference is these people are usually not, when it comes to really talk about some shit that actually can move stuff forward, which was the purpose of the conversation, not to basically say let's just control all, let's delete this file, not wipe the whole fucking computer. Because at the end of the day, you were born here, you were raised here, and just like what if white folks said, oh, we got this thing called fireworks, so we can't make a gun because really the fireworks came from China, so we got to make the gun the way the white man makes it. White people have taken, a lot of white folks have taken everything from everybody and pretty much remixed that into their own shit. And that's where the source of their power really comes from. And what do you see Asians doing? Copy and paste. Asians ain't inventing shit like that, but what are they doing? They're copying and pasting. And white people are complaining now. But black people, the only people that we like to say, oh, it's got to be originally black. The mathematics that you get is what? Arabic. The numbers you use, I mean. Every humans, and BGS talked about this. Shout out to BGS. Everything humans build up on top of each other. So when you hear motherfuckers always say, it's one thing when you need to say this belief you need to let go because this will help you. Okay. But, well, being black is a color. Okay, we use these terms, all this, when people say, because here's what's funny. Two people that will use race is a social construct. Folks that like to swirl, or folks that like to interracially date, which I've argued with, and you know who you are, and it's all good. And then folks that like to be hotep, more hotep is off the chains. It's amazing how they have that same belief. It doesn't matter if it's a social construct. At the end of the day, these are basic rules that everybody's playing by. So you not playing by the rules doesn't all of a sudden change the game. These people are playing by the rules. So if you say, well, Dominicans are really genetically and phenotypically black, they're genetically black, so it doesn't matter what they say because race is just a social construct. Well, sure, that allows you to fuck a Dominican or make you feel better to say, oh, I'm not interracially dating. They're Dominican. They are black. But at the end of the day, they don't fuck with you. So if they're saying they don't fuck with your group, you're just being an idiot. So there's certain ground rules that they're not. It's one thing where, like in war, like when people are doing trench warfare versus guerrilla warfare or versus urban warfare, trench warfare was done because that's what it was done. And then now warfare is done based on what works. But just because you don't know what works doesn't know it work because you haven't put your hand on a hot fucking stove does not mean that you just uplift the fucking table. At the end of the day, when people say like black people are all, it's not just Hebrew Israelites, black people are always getting tripped up about who the fuck they are, what the fuck they are. It doesn't like at the end of the day, the reason why we people say, look, Tariq Nasheed would say foundational black Americans, ADOS, whatever. We know who the fuck we are. We know where the categorizations come from. I'm not even talking about from white people. We were and see what's ironic is most black people don't even know they were a created class. Most black people don't even know that, yes, genetically, a lot of y'all may come from Africa, but a lot of y'all was bred here. So y'all really didn't just come from slave boats and you descended down. You were a created class. Most black people don't know that. Most black people don't know that the women came here in the latter years, the last third of the slave trade. The first 2/3, it was just dudes. Most women don't understand that. This is why when you hear most women talk about how we lost or whatever, and they were slaves because of us, so this justifies feminism, even though black people ain't the only people that ever be enslaved, and only black women are justifying that, they don't know their history yet. They think because they're women, because they're taught that you being a woman gives you the right to actually have an opinion that's greater than a man's. It's really reverse misogyny. This is why when motherfuckers try to correct people, they always get upset because they think because they got a womb and they're black that gives them a higher rank. They baseline believe this. And I'm going to tell you something. The only thing I really give a fuck about from a woman is really this. Number one, do you believe that as a woman, you are automatically better than a black man? And number two, do you believe that if you are going, if the black community or a community or whatever group you belong to, especially if we're going to talk about black, is to thrive, that the men have to be the center of gravity with that? If you don't give me the two answers or the two right answers on that, I don't give a fuck what ideology you belong to. You are not a part of what the fuck I'm trying to do. That's what counts. Does it fucking matter what words you use? Does it fucking matter what you call yourself? I don't give a fuck if you're a Hebrew Israelite. What I give a fuck about is you understand that the black community is a gynocracy. That means you're aware enough to know what the fuck is going on. And do you understand that you can't have a better, black women cannot really thrive without black men thriving, meaning if you want a black community, then it's going to have to be black men to do it. And if it's going to have to be black men to do it, then clearly black men are going to have to be given a priority. Doesn't mean that you have to submit to the black man. You have to cooperate with one. Doesn't mean that you have to get out of the way for black men. Doesn't mean that. But what it means is you have an understanding that black men have to lead. If you don't understand that, nothing else you think matters. Maybe if you know about real estate or business, okay, I can take you there. But as far as really fucking with somebody on this shit, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. All that, I'm African American, I'm Hebrew Israelite, I'm ADOS, I'm an Indian, I'm all that, but none of that matters. Fuck all of that. Fuck it all. Those things is what I want to know. Period. And quite to be fair, same thing with a fucking dude. If dudes don't understand that, then it ain't nothing else can be said. I can maybe take you here or there, but when it comes to like it being in the same tribe, can't do it. Can't do it. And this is a big reason why when people like Sigma and Clutch talk about separation, I don't argue with it. Because to be honest with you, when those dudes choose to leave, they're basically letting you know people will walk. People that are valuable will walk. So it's very important for those doors not only to be open, but for people to walk through it. This is why, even though I say what I say about legacy, and Sigma is giving me pushback on that. Shout out to Sigma, I see your emails. I'm not saying you have to do what I do. This is what I chose to do. and I'm giving you a recommendation of what the options are. But don't fucking. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna hold. Don't act like what you doing is like. I'm not saying what you're doing is right or wrong. I'm just saying be aware of what it is and what the trade offs are, no matter what you do. That's it. Anyway, see who's in this bitch, because I've been just you know how I run my mouth and it is what it is. What's up, Titans? I think it was about the disrespect of cutting a line, not the sandwich. Still, you stab somebody, man. But I understand that. But you stab somebody. Rael, blacks look at it as the black business owner isn't getting over in you. Yeah, Rael, like I said, I don't want to hear what people got to say when they say I don't support black businesses. As far as I'm concerned, you want to talk about somebody can't be pro-black and sleep white. You can't be pro-black and don't support black businesses. And see, I'm going to tell you how I usually get motherfuckers. And I don't do this to people I'm cool with when they say that. But if it's somebody I really want to challenge, I'm going to be like, so describe your last experience dealing with black business that you know of. And if they hesitate for more than like 10 seconds, I know they're trying to make some shit up. So they don't even pay attention if they do support black businesses or not. Like, for instance, Chick-fil-A franchise I went to is owned by a black person. It just so happens they were close to my place. Niggas stun on these. And by the way, Chick-fil-A does have a lot of put out a lot of opportunities for black people to actually get franchises, by the way, which is something I also know about. In fact, that salad place y'all saw me upload on Facebook, they hire black felons. A lot of them. And that's not only people they hire, but they hire a lot of them. So I pay attention to this shit. That's not to say that, I look at if a place supports black businesses before I go there. But if I go somewhere over and over and over again, it is something I look at. Wow, alarm from Korea. Man, you got to tell me how fast that internet is. Because if we at 5G, they must be rocking with maybe 6. Are you in Seoul? Richard Dixon, dreads and gold teeth. Yeah, she wanted. Yeah, man, Richard, that's all you need to know. And let me tell you something. The dreads kind of tripwire me a little bit, but you can have dreads. You can have dreads. You can have dreads and not be a nigga. But when it was the dreads and the gold teeth, oh shit. I already knew what time it was. She was like, yeah, he has his dreads and gold teeth. I said, bitch, gold teeth? Really? So you're not even good. That's the second thing. Fatherhood is never nowhere near these mugs. NBA. Hey, she could be on the panel. Oh, the girl derailing. Yeah, I gotta go check it back out. Charles Watkins, one call that that's funny. Told Dave to go hang himself. Yo, that dude with that English accent, man. I don't know if that was him, but yeah, that's funny. Yeah, cause she gets like, dude, like for real, man. And I'm like, you don't want like me, and that's why y'all think y'all fuck with Ramil's channel. That's one thing about the panel, the blog. Like, my goal is with that blog too, is to fucking have people like Ramil and stuff. They gonna have a platform where you gonna hear this bullshit they got to say. My ultimate panel is Keith Lamont, like troll panel. It's Keith Lamont, Archer, Grinch, Ramil, and Fantastic. And I need one more slot. One more slot. Y'all need to give me the next slot. That's what we need to do. We need to do all-star panels for like certain things. Like all-star panels for niggas that don't know how to shut the fuck up. Long-winded black people. See, I'm using nigga right now. See? Fucked up. When I travel, I look at black-owned restaurants to 3 in Philly. Yeah, man, I do that. And like, that's something I do because here's the thing, man. It gives you an excuse to kind of see stuff well-traveled. What's up, DJ Batman? Yeah, man. Yeah. And by the way, like Little Caesars actually has a very good history with black people. Papa John's is trying to do right. They, No, I don't never listen to Paris. I mention her, but you gotta remember when I mention Paris Milan, it's usually from shit I heard a while ago. I never listen. I don't listen to Paris Milan. That's why you don't see me mention her like that. Go hang himself. So funny. Okay. Yeah, that's a good opportunity, man. Mental installation. That may be true, but I don't know that. I had to let something that I could look into. But dude, man, we got too much time wasting, man. We got fuck Paris. I don't give a fuck about Paris. I don't even worry about that. Paris, like let Paris go, make her money, and it is what it is, man. Like that going, like you gotta understand, man. The one thing we can do with these chicks, and we gotta start doing it, is we gotta start outbuilding people, and everybody has a role in that. Like one thing is, even though I'm trying to do my blog right now, like we need to get the need. Honestly, man, we should be trying to get O'Shea up to like 1 million subscribers. Like real talk. All of y'all as an audience member can play a role in actually spreading out O'Shea's blog, O'Shea's website. Like I gotta do a better job. That's why one of the things I'm gonna be doing is doing responses to maybe some of his blog posts, if for nothing else, than to be just, get myself in the habit of reading and going through some of the articles. Because we just gotta build, like, because you gotta understand that stuff, we benefit indirectly from it. That's funny. She told him to hang himself. You can just hang yourself. Da, 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 da. I already know what time it is, man. You in Miami too, man. Them dudes be wanting them Spanish bitches. The only motherfuckers you regulated to is the niggas with gold teeth, the fucking the Rick Ross niggas. And they don't like when them Spanish bitches be reaching into what they call their dick real estate. That's really what these chicks be getting mad about. When you see these chicks reaching into what they call penis real estate, dick real estate, they start getting mad. So they start adopting these queen mother goddess fucking ideologies that allow them to kind of have that kind of anti. And the reason why I say anti-white is because I want to make it clear. It's not about. It's about. It's really not in the way that I mean it. It's in this kind of. I want to. It's not about competing. If you notice, most folks that operate. If I ever say anti-white, what I'm really talking about is that they don't believe in competing. They just believe in the surface level at going hard at people. Like they believe. They perceive other people. This is my fucking shit. Are going at them. They don't really believe in actual competing or operating within a group that is competing. This is why they always live into the intellectual masturbation bullshit, talking about who you are, what you are. Because see, I'm gonna tell you, as somebody that has procrastinated, that shit doesn't go nowhere, and it's very emotionally comfortable. See, I'm not talking from something that's just me just judging. I'm talking from somebody that kind of know. I used to procrastinate when it comes to my business shit a lot. And it's something I had to struggle with. I had the information to actually create the outcomes I wanted, but for whatever reason, I would just be in the over analytical stage. And I gotta catch myself from doing that even to this day. Like for real. On certain stuff. Like really get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. And what happens, so I know that shit when I see it. And that's what, so it's not necessarily me just pointing my finger out saying I'm better than you. I know it. I can recognize that. It's like somebody that's like a drug abuser recognizing somebody else who used to do dope. You can see it. And that's how I did the procrastination. And see, people will come out with the, you don't know me, you don't know my life, da da da. I can just observe it based on how you acting. Unless you acting fake. Unless you coming up on here and saying some shit. Now, flip it, even with Paris, I don't give, like, at the end of the day, look, she gonna do what she gonna do, because you gotta remember, a lot of these sisters, they say what they say because that's what they perceive as us doing. This is why you gotta remember, black women project, so they perceive as us bashing them. This is why they always use the term bashing. They use it bashing because they're not listening to the logic of what was being said. Remember what BGS said to that other dude, JB? He said, you're listening with your feminine ears. And that's what they listen. They listen for the emotional cues. So if they emotionally don't like, it's like when you're chastising somebody. Like if your parents are chastising you, just because you don't like what they're saying doesn't mean it's wrong. But see, you recognize you are a child. The difference is, the difference is that as an adult, people they take their emotions, confuse that with what is correct and what is not correct. Anyway, see what y'all got to say, and then I'm head this up. I don't even know y'all even listen to her, man. Like real talk. Like, I used to big up Paris when Paris was saying some real shit. But once she decided to, play the black female porn bullshit, which I understand, I don't listen to motherfuckers because I'm not about to sit here and get up. I don't need an emotional high or by listening to her bullshit. At the end of the day, she's pissed off because she got curbed by niggas she probably went to fuck. Cause remember, fucking Oakland, she's losing the interracialism. And she's angry. She's angry at black men, and she's gonna project that shit out. That's what she actually thinks we're doing. That's why they always say that. We need fucking White House. Is it? I forgot. Is it called White Castle? I'm about to say White House. I was really about to say the White House. We need White Castle out down here. Not technically. O'Shea is like I think rocking at 70, maybe 80. O'Shea's the closest. I don't consider what to call it truly in a manosphere. So yeah, O'Shea would be the first. It was, and that is, man. That's what they're doing. I don't even know who Greg Adams is. Sup, Roast Master? But anyway, I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic, but I just want to put my 2 cents out there with that because, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta understand people gonna wear. I should have titled this "The Mask These Motherfuckers Wear" or something like that. He said Vicky and Pookie Action Central. Yeah, not for long, man. And that's another thing. I'm the one that coined the term genetic gentrification. And that's what a lot of black people be getting upset about. I'm the one that coined that term. And that's what they be talking about. But the reality is they don't talk about it from a I need to offer a better deal standpoint. They talk about it from a I need to shame you standpoint. It's always in what's in when I say my best interest, when you hear these motherfuckers trying to sell you a fucking they're trying to sell you an ideology based on what's in their best interest. That's how you know these people are full of shit. And then what happens is they get mad when you call that shit out because they haven't it's very obvious that like this shit fits neatly into what the fuck you already want to believe. So you just trying to run game. No, I was already live on there. You running game. And they don't even they know they running game, and that's really what I was saying. You running game. You are running game. Shut the fuck up. Oh, you can't say that. Oh my God. You said fuck me. Nigga, I ain't answering your question. I'm like, you running game. Because when I ask you what's in my best interest, well, you just don't know. You call yourself black. You call yourself a Negroid. Well, what word should you be using? You should be using Hebrew Israelite. Why? Because that's where we come from. How do you know? Do you even know where fucking quote unquote Hebrew Israelites are from? So you saying every black person, because the history I've been told is, and I'm talking about from black people, is that we came from all parts of West Africa. And the shit you talking about is really in East Africa. That's where I thought the black Jews were. Nah, that's not what we talking about. I mean, that's not what we talking about. It ain't about a word. It ain't about a nationality. You need to listen to me because I'm a black woman and I got a room and you can't tell me shit because you ain't nothing but a dusty nigga. Blah, 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 blah. It's always that rudimentary programming. You know, this is what you need to do in my life. This is what you need to say, my love. What 26-year-old female uses the term phraseology, my love? Damn near 3 to 4 years off of being a zillennial. My love. I mean, it's just that fucking manipulate, like puppet string bullshit. This like auto program. Even fucking Cocaine was getting mad at her. And Cocaine was about to go. I ain't got a voice for Cocaine. Right? She was about to go. Fucking middle manager on her ass. Said, you know, you talk to that bitch. Might be lucky. I'm like, it's fake shit, man. The fuck you know in Miami using that phraseology? That's that I know more than you because I'm a female bullshit. And it's so baked in the cake that they don't even know that's what it is. And then they actually wonder, it's like a white person, being suspect racist and getting mad when black people actually respond to that shit. I don't know what happened. All I called him was a Negro. It's not like I called him a nigger. It's the same thing. It's the same thing they do. In fact, that's where they got it from. That's exactly where they got it from. That coy bullshit that's very unique to white people, where they can be disrespectful it's like a special type of nice nasty. This is what old school black females do. Nice, that's what you call it. Nice nasty. Where you're being a bitch, but you're not really hitting the emotional cues of a bitch. You ain't acting out. You know, it's like it's like when you say you know what it is, and then when you get mad, then you the problem. White people perfected that, and black women got it from them. White women have had to do that because white men will slap the shit out of them. So they'll say this shit under their tongue. It's that nice daddy shit. It's funny when you see white women interact with black women because black women don't really like to do that. And black women don't, because they don't even do that with us no more. That's what they used to do. But yeah, it's that nice, nasty, like this kind of thin veil. It's like, you know how when you have your TV's on, but it's not like on a signal, and it's like really low. It's hard for the ears to pick it up, but this really low signal where you can see it's emitting energy, but it's not making a sound. That's what a lot of females, and when I say females, I'm talking about even black women, that they try to come in here and they try to say, oh, I'm being nice, I'm being cool, because they interpret, as long as I'm not being an overt bitch and I'm not doing the same bullshit like the world star hip hop shit, call them, oh, you ain't shit, nigga, da da da. Like, Paris is good at that. If you notice, Paris can say some awful shit, but Paris doesn't ever really, she has that Valley Girl shit where she never gets overtly angry. Kerrison does it too. Chrissy does it. It's that, I call it that Valley Girl bullshit, where they never get completely niggified with it, but the words that they're using is some off the wall shit. So you don't have the emotional kickback. You got to really hear what the fuck they say. And that's a lost art. But yeah, when they come in here being nice, it's that manipulative shit. This is why when you hear black women saying, yes, 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 and you a dude on a panel, you got to check what the fuck you saying. Because she's not really saying, I agree, and you saying some real shit. But she's saying, good, do what the fuck I say, on some Darth Sidious bullshit. You're on autopilot now. It's some witchcraft shit. It really is. And they think that they're smarter than us, so they think that we don't recognize that. And some dudes don't. But the dudes that do recognize that, we're the problem because we're always calling that out. That's why I jumped on Rain. or whoever her ass was. I checked that shit at the door. Because I was like, I see you. You can play the game, but I see you. Well, I was just being sarcastic. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You can say that and try to walk it back. Oh, for real though, man. Oh, Roosevelt talking about offices. But for real though, that's what it is. And that's how I hear it in my head. Whenever I hear them talking that shit, that's how I hear it. I can separate fake chick, real chick. Fake dude, real dude. White people just trying to play that and play that coy under the table, conversation behind the conversation crap. And I'll play with them a little bit too sometimes, but people always want to act like they real when they fake. And you see it all the time, man. You see it all the time. Dude, I work in corporate America now. You see it all the time. It's like a language. It's like how it is with email. How if you use Outlook in the company, you can't really go off the wall unless you have the power to do so in the email. You gotta use certain like phraseology in a way that's professional and corporate, but kind of lets you know. Or there's certain little things you would do is when you would see certain people, that's how you know you really is real now. Oh, you didn't see this person, so now you trying to leave a trail. So now in case things go down, you can't say they didn't know. We know how it is. Yeah, Ryo, I believe that. I think she got that. I do believe that. I think, because I'm gonna tell you, you hear a lot of women say that when they get out of that ideology, that they got into it with a dude and dude dicked her down, and then she emotionally, like she got imprinted with a nigga that was a Hebrew Israelite. I bet you that's what that shit was. That's why when you ask them, how did you come to that? Did your parents teach you that? Like they act like they were just born and bred in the shit. You'll then find out these motherfuckers have been a Hebrew Israelite for like 2 years. I'm like, you were in middle school longer than you were Hebrew Israelite. What are you talking about? It is annoying. It is roast master. It is arrogant as hell, and it is condescending. And I don't, and quite frankly, if I didn't have emotional self-control, it's the type of shit that would make me really angry. It really would. Because I'm gonna tell you, only black women do that shit. With at least with me. I'm not the best at handling these chicks. I'm gonna keep it real. I think LAR is good at it, much better than me at it. The Jap, you want to tell how to handle these hoes? Jap is the dude to go to. Quite frankly, Keith and Grinch too. That's another thing, Rael. They act like they don't know what they're talking about. They act like they don't know what you're talking about. And then you could look at them interact, as much as she called cracker. You can watch them interact with white people and never give that same disposition. I've seen that. Irene Yvette does have it mastered. Irene Yvette is on some white woman shit though. Like she's also, because white women are particularly good at it. Irene Yvette is at that level. Irene Yvette, yeah. But it's different. Like, cause, and it's not just me trying to say you sounded white. Cause like Ruby, like I've talked to enough Canadian black women to know that inflection is what they're born, not born with, but what they're raised with. So I get that. Like, in fact, if you listen to like Ruby and then you listen to classic Ruby and then listen to any of these other chicks I talked about, and you will see the difference. So I'm not just saying, oh, it's because they sound white. You will see the difference. I'm not going ham. And even my first girlfriend, even with the thing like she called it a boy, again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. My first girlfriend, not my first girlfriend, my first one I really like, whatever. The point is, she used to say boy a lot, but she used to say it kind of like how they used to say it in the women used to say in R&B. And I know that because the dude she married, black dude, she said that's just how she said it. That's just, so it wasn't like, yeah, she wasn't on that feminist shit at all. But you can tell. Yeah, what's up, Young Jay? But you can tell. And they act like, they try to play like they don't know. And that's another thing that black men got to stop doing. I'm going to tell you this. If you don't listen to nothing else I said in this whole fucking thing, because I got to go chill out. I'm going to watch that Treadstone TV show, see what the fuck that's about with the Jason Bourne on USA. Catch up on that. And y'all need to watch Watchmen. They done brought the female, the white chick in there. There was Silk Spectre. And they pretty much, yeah. This very good. In fact, one white chick said that this should have been the first episode. And on the surface, you kind of be like, of course you say that because it leaves a white woman. But when you really think about it, if they really wanted to get more people into the show, that probably, like, overall, that probably would have been good first episode. And then you hit it off the next one with, like, what they did with the Selma. And it could make sense. But anyway, if you don't hear nothing else that I've said in this damn video, hear this. You teach people how to treat you. You format people how to treat you. You format to, yeah, this is like an apartment complex. Shit, I ain't watching Batwoman. I don't know if it's good. I haven't seen it yet. I'm about to see it. No, I get what you're saying, Rail, but what I'm saying is it's not all one way, all the other way. So when we talk about the difference, we talk about the difference. So anyway, but you teach people how to treat you. You format people how to treat you. Oh. No, Watchmen's good. I like it. It's different. And obviously it's HBO, so you know they put real money behind it. So I love how a dude came in here just to call me something and leave because that's just the type of person they are. I've never understood folks that are losers that come in here to just troll. Like they really think like the shit they have is even gonna last. Not understanding that you got mods and people that can just delete that shit. I've never understood that's a waste of time. But anyway, y'all, there's a lot of shit coming on though, man. Rick and Morty's coming back out. You got that Star Trek Discovery season 3. Sigma would say it was, but we got different tolerances as the social justice warrior shit. But no, they don't really throw the dude under the bus. Not the black dude under the bus. And I mean, yeah, well, people don't like Star Trek. People don't like Star Trek because there was a black woman leading it, but I don't even know who. I know Reg, the bad guy, was that. Let's keep it real. I know him through other people. Like I've never seen a single video he's ever put out. I hear shit from him from other folks. He ain't nobody. End of. He ain't nobody. Yeah, they can't get your numbers up. He ain't nobody. Think about it. Think about this for a second. You trying to ask if somebody's quote unquote, like he ain't got the balls to or the credibility or whatever to have a conversation with me or reach out to me, but he can basically talk about me and he ain't never even talked to me. When he knows I'm accessible. Tells you everything you need to know about a dude like him. I've seen a couple of his videos. I think he's Hebrew Israelite, right? Genuine. I know who Jay Shine is, but I haven't listened to him in a long time. Yeah, I saw that with Obsidian. I mean, with that video mentioning that. I ain't listened to it Because at the end of the day, once you hear black men start calling other black men gay, I mean, that's really how you, I'm gonna keep it real. That's how you know they done gone full bitch. I'm gonna just say that just like that. When black men run out of anything and everything else to say, they have officially turned into a black female. That's true from what you call it tried to say that about me because I said I didn't want to fuck single mothers. That's true. That's what black men say when they ran out of anything and everything else to say. Nigga, you gay. And and by the way, these are the same dudes that they won't call a white person that. They won't call a white person that because they know they catch a case. So, and that's a big reason why I'm gonna start talking and saying the fake Hebrew Israelite shit. Cause by me saying, cause there's dudes out here that I've heard that I know they know what they're talking about. So I'm not gonna sit here and then I'm gonna deal with that up front. Yeah, I mean the Harriet movie. You gotta like a little bit of commentary in the Harriet movie. You gotta understand the Harriet movie was only made for about $12 million, so it's not gonna take a lot of money to make their money to make their money back, as well as you also gotta understand that in ancillaries and stuff, they didn't make that movie to make money. They made that movie. You gotta think about it. When you make a movie, they paid the little cheddar biscuits to the people that were in it, right? You know, and they got a little bit of profit, but they didn't make the movie to. They didn't make they also made the movie to say they make black films. They make a black film, but they didn't make it to make money. Like I say, only 65% of Hollywood is about making money. The rest of it is about propaganda. And you notice you don't got a lot of people really trying to validate the movie. People are seeing, but it is what it is. And you know, I almost wanted to see it, not because I wanted to support it, but because I wanted to do the first video I did on this channel. If you go to my oldest videos, and this is video I didn't shut off. My oldest video, it was my first video was a video talking about the birth of a nation, with Nate Parker. And I did, and I saw that twice. So it would have been interesting to kind of, as I start to transition what I talk about, as I kind of queued this up with like that Harriet movie and give you a difference, give you how people threw that movie under the bus. I never forget Gabrielle Union did that shit. That's why I didn't give a fuck when she had to fight to get her money, with being Mary Jane. And by the way, Gabrielle Union's doing the fucking show with Jessica Alba. So, you know, these motherfuckers be still doing work. I just gave him a moderator. And by the way, Cisco, you've been on here for a minute. And by the way, y'all, watch out from timing people out. In fact, I'll give some of it because some of y'all, it's like it only lets me do that to 2 people at a time. All right, I gave Cisco one, and I gave I'll probably add one each time. Yeah, but they go, oh, yep, he gave, blah. But you got a nigga like Tank, right? They are made to sanitize white guilt. That is correct, CD. No, I just gave it to him. I just gave it to him. Yeah, Gray Fox, I don't have a problem with the sound. I have a problem. Usually you hear that at a certain female. I don't have a problem with, you know, the inflection at all. It's just that's that bullshit that they try to be pseudo disrespectful. Yeah, look, man, you can say what you want to about Grace. I used to listen to what's his name? Not John Philippi. I used to listen to the people that are now part of Complex a lot more. AMC Movie Talk, and I just gravitate because I like Grace breaks down. It's a lot of people. Y'all should check out Double Toasted. Those are 2 black guys that are very big. And check out Double Toasted if you want movie reviews and commentary. But I like Grace. Grace is quick about it. Grace is quick. Movie math. What does it mean? 10 minutes. I like seeing spoilers, but Double Toasted is good. I got other people for you. Rail. I mean that makes every kind of sense in a gynocracy. You notice how the conversation, Ryle, is never that they need to be more feminine. It's always a justification for how they fucking act. And the problem is, black men need to stop arguing with that shit and start saying, all right, I'm just about to do me, bitch, bye. And be done with it. That's really what we need to do. We need to just leave. Like, dudes need to start. Remember, exercising your options is exercising your power. And black people and people have a problem with that. But anyway, let me let y'all go. Enough bullshit been talked about today. I appreciate it. Once again, make sure y'all comment. Let me know what you think. If you listen to this going forward, hit it with a like. Much appreciated. Make sure you share this. I'm gonna start trying to do smaller videos and make it easier to share. That's one thing about the Classic Black Men thing. Oh, make sure y'all subscribe to Classic Black Men. I appreciate y'all. I do have some of y'all that came over there. We gonna get that shit popping because I'm gonna try to create that channel so that it's easier for people to get on that platform. So it's gonna be some really good shit that's gonna be talked about over there. Yeah, like people, I got that email. I go over that email. If you sent that email talk about the block, I got it. Cause I still gotta get fucking Keith Lamont. I could believe that, Rael. But you're not going. It is what it is. All right, I gotta start being better about putting it in the description. I'll put it in the description in the community section. Roastmaster. All right. Anyway, this is Edward signing off.